In this election, for the first time in 30 years, the ANC will lose its majority, but they will do anything to stay in power.
A national monument and symbol of South African democracy up in flames. A fire tore through Cape Town's buildings of Parliament Sunday, severely damaging the offices of South Africa's ruling party and later spreading to the National Assembly.
Much as it is disappointing, devastating, there is something that we can be grateful for.
This is a very sad day for our democracy because Parliament is the home of our democracy and Parliament is also a strategic key point.
Imagine a coalition between the ANC, the violent EFF, and the Zuma faction. Under this coalition of corruption, life will only get worse.
It is that flag that unites all of us. It is despicable that a political party can, as it seeks to express itself, go and burn the symbol of our unity, the symbol of our existence as a nation. And I think it is treasonous.
So the SABC has decided it will not air the DA's much talked about advert, which depicts a burning flag. The SABC says it will only do so if the ad is amended. They've written a letter to the Communications Authority, ICASA. The national broadcaster in that letter says the advertisement encourages the damage of treasured national symbols. And the national flag is a national symbol which represents diverse elements of the country and national unity.
It is amazing that comrade parties and their fellow travelers are so concerned about an electronic image of fire. But when South Africa is being physically set on fire, they never seem to care. Not so long ago, our parliament was set on fire by a vagrant who had set up camp in that building. The people in charge of security never had to even face a disciplinary hearing.
What do you make of this reasoning by the SABC? Because in their letter to ICASA, they say that the SABC as a public broadcaster is mandated to promote nation building through its services, and the said political advertisement goes against the spirit of nation building. And they say it's on this basis that they've decided they will not flight it because they have a responsibility to bring about content that provides and promotes nation building, and this ad doesn't do that.
Look, if this was an SABC production that came under the SABC's editorial control, that was put out by the SABC, I would agree. I would say, what are you doing? This undermines I think it undermines our constitutional ethos. I think it undermines nation building, but this is not the SABC's content. It does not have to meet the requirements of the SABC's editorial policy. The SABC has no control here.
Burning a flag associated with an institution is a recognized way of expressing contempt for or disapproval of an institution. Such an act is a very strong statement, which naturally offends all those who hold the institution dear. I can't think of a stronger way of expressing contempt for a country. But the DA never burned any flag. They merely electronically depicted the burning of a flag. Nowhere does the DA express approval of the burning process. It is abundantly clear from the advert that the burning flag represents what the comrade parties are doing to South Africa, of which the DA strongly disapproves. the DA chose the strongest possible way of expressing disapproval of what the comrade parties are doing to South Africa.
We are sounding the warning now that South Africans cannot stay at home on the 29th of May, because that will lead to the rise of a doomsday coalition between the ANC, the EFF and MK that will set not only South African flag on fire, but the South African Constitution, the South African economy, and ultimately the dreams of ordinary South Africans themselves.
The country was burnt down with impunity during the July insurrection. Zuma family members who were instigators were never charged, and a timid so-called inquiry found that the insurrection and the imprisonment of Zuma were unrelated. Electronic flags are considered more valuable than the physical real estate and infrastructure of South Africa. What kind of reasoning is that? Only brains that have been corrupted and rubbished by comrade parties such as the ANC can think like